Do you think that with all of the audience buying that's going on, and I asked this question earlier, I wanted to see what your thoughts were. What's the implications for a premium publisher?
What is a premium publisher? I was hoping you'd ask me that question, and frankly, I think it's an overused term that if you look up the definition in the dictionary, which I did before this because I had a feeling you're going to ask me about it, premium means a lot of things. One of the things it can mean is that you pay more to create your content than anybody else. Now, does that mean that you deserve a higher advertising rate? I don't think so. So I think premium, to me, is the wrong term to be using. I think we should be talking about quality content. I mean, I heard earlier today that the cost of content's going up. I think that's totally wrong. I think it's going down. Look no further than Facebook, right? What do they pay to produce content? Virtually nothing. Is that quality content? A lot of advertisers think it is. In fact, some would probably even argue it's premium content, and they have the cheapest content on the web today, arguably. So, my view is that content, quality content, and how much you pay for it is not in relationship to what you can get for it. Look no further than the movie business. Right? You see a movie that somebody spends $200 million on, and they get very few visitors to the theater, it's a loser, right? Then you have a movie where they spend $40, $50 million, and it does $1 billion in sales, and people are willing to pay $12 or $15 to go to the movie. Imagine what that is in a cost per thousand in advertising today. So. There's, I think, a big misconception about what premium means and what it's worth.
But you are a believer in quality content being more valuable than whatever we define non-quality content. So in other words, context is important.
Yeah, I mean, and then even quality content is a very articulate post on Facebook. Quality content that costs them nothing to produce?
Yeah.
I would say yes, it is. Is quality content some of the programs that are on Hulu? Yeah. But I would say some of the programs that are on Hulu or other video services are almost a disgrace to, in terms of what the content says and what it does.
But you do believe that the effectiveness of an ad is affected by the context in which it's delivered.
There is no question that the right ad in front of the right person at the right time in the right environment is the most powerful message that could be delivered to that consumer.
And that's what digital has successfully been able to do, that, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so looking forward in time, does that then argue for digital capturing an even greater percentage of all ad spending?
Oh, it's inevitable.
Inevitable.
Everything's going to be digital. And, we talk a lot about, fraud and viewability and all these things, which are certainly concerns that the industry's taken very seriously, that we're going to solve. We still grew 15% last year. And we're going to grow 15%, maybe even more this year, depending on how everything shakes out. So, sure, there's always gating factors in any new business and medium that have to be dealt with, but nothing's stopping this freight train.
So the price that's paid to a publisher for an ad, do you think that that's going to be under pressure going forward?
Actually, I think prices are going to go up. And the reason I think they're going to go up is that as we work out the fraud and viewability issues, it's going to have a constricting effect on inventory. And in a supply and demand world, which I think we can get to, which Google's actually doing a good job of creating demand for its video inventory right now, that prices will go up. And that table stakes are going to be that the ad is seen by a human.
Yeah. That was certainly one of the expectations when that 3MS initiative was first announced, that it would cut down on the amount of qualified inventory and then the laws of supply and demand would push the prices up, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, it didn't happen immediately, though, right?
No. You know, the thing about it is that things just don't happen as quickly as you would think. I mean, somebody said today, well, that's the reason all the money's being spent on promotion and case allocations and stuff like that. But hey, look, that money didn't get spent just overnight and grow 100% last year or 200% the year before. It's been going up in what? Small increments, 2, 3, 5% a year, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, I mean, when I worked at Turner Broadcasting, I was there in 1978. Ted Turner had me convinced that the networks would be out of business by 1990. And I believed him. I thought, those guys are doomed. I'm in the right place at the right time here. And basically, you know, look, they still have a very good business today. So the idea that these changes just happen overnight where all of a sudden sales promotion goes to zero and digital increases another 100%, things just don't happen like that in this business. Things evolve over time, and the evolution is going very well in our favor.
So you sound very bullish about the future.
I love this business, love digital, and you know, we got it all in front of us. The only question is will we live long enough to completely enjoy it?
I remember David Ogilvy said, I have a diminishing interest in the future. Right?
That's right.
And I feel that way.
Very true.
A question about some of Group M's public comments, and I want to see if this will actually be the way it'll evolve. I mean, Ari from Group M said, we're only going to pay for viewable inventory.
Correct.
Is that the official Group M position? Or
It is.
WPP position?
Well, it's the official Group M position. And from what I understand, all the partnerships that he has agreed to provide inventory in that fashion. And I think Ari, who's 15-year, 24/7 media alumni, has taken a leadership position in this. He hasn't exactly made the IAB his best friend, but in any event, I think he wants to set some standards, and he's got a lot of guts to do so.
So 5 years from now, you have no doubt that the only ads are going to be paid for are viewable ads.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know you're ever going to get to 100%. Somebody said today, I think Dave Holman from Nielsen, that at least the television ad was watched. You don't even know that, right? Somebody, I could be talking to you, I could be going to the bathroom, whatever. I could be out of the room. Maybe I press that button and I leave. So nobody knows 100% ever. Yeah. But give me the guy that can justify selling inventory with advertising on it that nobody can see, and I'll hire him. Because, I don't know how you justify that one.
Some have said on this, still just on this viewability issue with television, some have said that television ads will only continue to decline in effectiveness because you have so many distractions that can now occur when the ad break comes on and you're off on the social networks. Well, do you think that's...
I think that has to be the case, but I think that exists for advertising overall. I don't know what the statistics are, but the average person today is seeing, thousands of ads, whether it's a billboard on a bus or hearing radio or seeing a brand name somewhere. I mean, we're inundated with that, and that's why the ability to put the right ad in front of the right person at the right time in the right context is so powerful.
Just one question on that targeting aspect. Again, some have said, some CPG advertisers have said, hey, wait a minute, you can push this targeting thing too far and you lose the serendipity that you can get by having a broader reach, right? I mean, put it in extremes. Everybody eats and everybody drinks, so you got to be careful about how narrowly you want to define your target. Do you think that if 5 years from now, do you think targeting is going to become more important or less important?
I think targeting will become more important, and I think that the predictability of the result of the right ad to the right person at the right time will be more quantifiable than today. But if you look at it, newspapers or news services, for instance, you can pick what topics you want to read about, and so you select those. And what you miss then is that article that you might have read if it had been presented to you in the context of other articles that you like. And I think advertising, to a certain extent, has the same danger. If they target too much, then they may be missing some people on the periphery that could be interested, and I would encourage them to, target a little broader in order to perhaps convince those folks to become customers.
Okay.